Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Darlington Nkwazi. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple window with PySide6. I already have a virtual environment here and I've activated it. I've also installed PySide6 in it. I have a folder here for the window icon. You can see it contains an image, and this image is what I'm going to use for the window icon. Okay. I also have a Python file here, and this is where I'm going to write the code, of course. So what I'm going to do now is import the necessary module. So I'll say from PySide6 import Qt widgets. Okay. Then I'll come down here and define the window class. So I'll say class main window. That's what I'm going to call it. And then I'll say Qt widgets dot Q main window. Okay. The Q main window class helps us to create a main application window with a menu bar, toolbar, and stuff you get. So what I'm going to do now is come down here and say def init and then self to initialize the class. Okay. And to allow the class to access the methods and properties of Q main window, I'll say super dot init okay, and then I'll come down here and say if this is a top level Python script, that's if name is equal to main, create an application object that's app is equal to Qt widgets dot Q application, and this can take an empty list. Okay, and I'll create a window instance. So I'll say UI is equal to main window, and then I'll show the window by saying UI dot show. Okay, and to start the event handling loop, I'll say app dot exec. Okay, and now if I save it and run it, you can see the window here. Okay, I can increase it, I can expand it. Okay, so you can see the window clearly. What I'm going to do now is cancel it. Okay, so let's see what else we could do. We could resize the window. Okay, so we could say this should be self dot resize. We could say that this should be 800 by 600. Okay, if I save it and run it, you can see that the size has changed. Okay, I can still reduce it and I can still expand it. Okay, I'm going to cancel this now. We could give it a maximum size and a minimum size. Okay, but to do that we have to import another module, which is Qt core. Okay, so I'll come here and say let me comment this out. So I'll come here and say self dot set minimum size. Okay, and I'll say this should be Qt core dot Q size, and I can say that this should be 600 by 400. Okay, and I could also give it a maximum size. So I could copy this, paste it here, and change this to maximum. Okay, and I can say this should be 800 by 600. So if I save this now and run it, you can see that the size has changed. This is the minimum size. Okay, you can see I'm trying to reduce the size, but it's not working because we already set this as the minimum. If I try to expand it, it works, but up to a certain limit too. Okay, because we also set a maximum size for it. Okay, I'm trying to expand it, but it's not working because we already set a maximum size for it. All right, so our code is working. Let's see what else we could do. We could give this window a title, so we could say self dot set window title. Okay, we could say that this should be create your first window. Okay, if I save this and run it, you can see that the window title has changed from Python, which is the default, to create your first window. Okay, I'm going to cancel this. We could also set the window opacity. Okay, we could make it transparent, so we could come here and say self dot set window opacity. Okay, and this ranges from 0 to 1, so we could say that this should be 0.5. 0 means that it's very transparent. 1 means that it's very opaque. Let's set this to 0.5. So if I save it and run it, you can see it's now very transparent. Okay, if I take it back to 1 and save it and run it again, you can see it's now very opaque. Okay, so that's how to set the window opacity. Let's see what else we could do. We could give this window a background color, so we could say self dot set style sheet, and we could say that the background color should be let's make it green. Okay, so if I save this and or light green, let's make it light green. So if I save this and run it, it says unknown property. I think I made a mistake somewhere, so let's check. I didn't spell this correctly, so I'm going to change this to background. I'm going to correct it. So now if I save it and run it, you can see it works. Okay. So I'm going to cancel this. Let's see what else we could do. We could give this window an icon, but to do that, we have to import another module. Okay. So I'll come here and import Qt GUI. Okay. And now I'll come here and say icon is equal to Qt GUI dot Q icon. Okay. And I'll come here and say icon dot add pixmap. Okay, and I'll say cute GUI dot q pixmap, and here I'm going to add the image path. Okay, so this is where the image is, so I'll just type it out. Okay, and I'll come here and say self.set window icon. Okay, and I'll say icon. That's this icon here. Okay, now I'm going to save it and run it. Okay, it didn't work, so let's see what's wrong. The icon is supposed to change here, so let's check what could be wrong. Okay, this is not the full path, so it's supposed to be icons slash dn underscore logo dot png. If you look at this, the image is in this folder. Okay, so it's supposed to be icons before dn underscore logo dot png. Okay, so I'll save it and run it again. And now you can see the icon here. Okay, so our code is working. What I'm going to do now is give this application a version. I could say app dot set application version. Okay, I could say this should be 1.0. All right. Let's also give it an application name. Okay, so we could say there should be app dot set application name. Okay, we could say this should be my app. Okay, and if we save this now and run it, we can't see anything here yet, but let's cancel this and add an application display name. So we'll come down here and say app.set application display name, and now I'm going to use an f string. Okay, and I'm going to say app dot application name that's this. Okay, I want to get this, and this. Okay, I want to get this from here too. That's the version. Okay, so I'll say app dot application version. Okay, so I'm going to save it now and run it. And now you can see the window title. You can see the application name. This part is wrong. Let's see what the issue is here. Okay, so I forgot to put brackets. Okay, so I'm going to save it and run it again. Okay, so now you can see it. So this is the window icon, this is the window title, this is the application name, and this is the application version. Okay, so our code is working properly. Let me show you something else. So if we wanted to add command line arguments, we could just come up here, although we're not going to do this. We're not going to do that in this video, but just to show you, because this is something that you'll see often. Okay, you see something like import sys. Okay, and here instead of an empty list, you'll see sys dot argv. Okay, and here we'll say sys dot exit, and then app.exec. Okay, so this is useful when you want to add command line arguments. Okay, but we're not going to do that in this video. If we save this now and run it, you can see that it still works. Okay, so we're going to stop here. If you enjoyed watching this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks, and see you next time.